How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews back to get another review. And it is barley wine time, or gnarly wine time, in the form of Lagunitas GnarlyWine. Never had this before. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Lagunitas. I think they make really good offerings at amazing price points. I'm super excited to give this a whirl. So there you go. See what she's got. As far as what it says in the bottle, limited release Lagunitas. The first sip is for thirst, the second one for pleasure, the third sip is for knowing, the fourth pure madness. Ooh. Let's see, 2015 Old GnarlyWine style ale, 69 and change IBU, 10.6 alcohol by volume, brewed and bottled by Lagunitas Brewing Company, Petaluma, California. Got my warning stuff over here. Megamondo Ultra Mega Super Premium Barley Wine Ale is a little like having a kid. The first part is fun and messy. It takes a while to ferment and then a whole longer to mature. It is expensive and takes up a lot of space. You worry about how it'll grow up, whether or not you'll still be friends. Eventually, it stays out all night and comes home with its skirt on backwards. You know how it is. Usually we package our ales within 15 days of brewing. This one we aged in tanks for over a month. Why not buy 3? Drink one now, keep one in your fridge for a month, and one for another year. Yummy. Lagunitas isn't known for their barley wines. I mean, that's kind of a loose term, depending on what ABV you're at. They're known a lot more for their hop-forward beers, fresher beers. So for them to be like, oh, we age it for a month and buy 3 and age it for a while is a little bit out of the norm for them. At least in my area, I'm in the eastern United States, Pennsylvania to be exact. You probably get a lot more West Coast stuff out there, so you would know better than I do. But as far as out here goes, it's usually fresher stuff. A month in a tank isn't all that long for a barley wine. Typically, they spend much longer. So there you go. As far as style-wise, it says nothing about whether it be American or English. I bet my left testicle it's going to be American-style barley wine, but we're going to find out. Label-wise, it's cool. It's atypical Lagunitas style. You know, the kind of old poster board kind of war propaganda style. I dig it. Not the best in the world, but not nearly bad and or mediocre. They're pretty damn good. So there you go. Let's see what she has to offer. Definitely American barley wine. Pop that cap, and I already smelled the pine hops coming through. Let's see what this sucker has to offer. Let's see if there's enough nice, beautiful caramel toffee barley wine to kind of balance that sucker out as far as what I think should balance it out. First off, headwise, almost 3 fingers. Like, not beyond infinitely creamy, like the creamiest of creamy, like super micro bubbles from top to bottom. And doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere anytime soon. Very clear. Like my barley wines have a little bit more density to it. This one has a uber clearness to it, almost magnifying glass in style, and a little bit of carbonation going on. Yeah. So, I mean, it looks like a barley wine. Wish it had a little bit more density going on. But let's see what she's got in the nose. First off, you get is those hops. The hops are there. Pine forward. Then you get a little bit of caramel. A little bit of malt sweetness, a little bit of malt richness, and that's pretty much it. Very hop forward. I mean, that pine is there. It's fresh. It's resiny. It's big. So it definitely smells like an American barley wine. Let's see what she tastes like. Cheers. Nice. That's nice. Still pine, resin, hop forward. Not overly drying, but it's there. Nice bite to it. But that rich maltiness is there too. A nice bready, almost like biscuity malt. Followed with like a nice caramel and toffee. I mean, it's there. This tastes like a absolutely beautifully ageable barley wine. Tastes like it's going to mature. Tastes like it's going to even out and become pretty damn fantastic. So I only got 1 bottle of this. I want to get more. I mean, age-wise, this sucker seems like it's going to level out and be pretty damn fantastic. Mouthfeel-wise, it's got a decent density to it. A little bit of fluffiness going on, but nothing to write home about. Like I said, that pine hop is forward, and then there is definitely robust amount of caramel and toffee, and like almost like a brown sugary, burnt sugary sweetness to it. The way it sits right now, I'd probably give it like an 87. But I think this sucker will age like a crazy man. I think this might get into the early to mid 90s, maybe even a little bit later. It has that nice, robust amount of sweetness and malt there to balance out that hop, that piney hop, to where I think, as far as cellaring goes, and as far as the ABV goes, and the amount of IBU and whatnot, I think it's going to cellar well. And I think it's just going to grow, meld. I think that hop's going to die down a little bit. I think that nice creamy caramel toffee maltiness is going to rise a little bit and just become what I believe, for me, is a pretty damn fantastic barley wine. So I think I can get up there pretty high in the mid-90s if you give it a couple years. Yeah, I mean, it says they don't have dating on the bottle, I don't believe. But at the front here it says 2015 written down, not 2015. I assume that's when it came out, so it's relatively new. So yeah, 2 years probably be smack dab in the middle of being pretty damn good. I would like to give this 5 years and see what happens to it. But yeah, so like I said, what did I say? 86, 87 overall. But that's with high hopes for the future. I think this beer is going to age absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to get a couple bottles of them, sit and see what happens. Value and availability. Lagunitas stuff. Availability for me in this area is kind of poo-poo, even though they're just starting to reach my area as far as their basic offerings. But right outside my area, you can usually get it. And this was shuttled to me by a friend of mine. Thank you, Brad. So I'd give it availability right now for me, being in northeastern Pennsylvania, of a 4. Give it a year, probably looking more like an 8, so take that with a grain of salt. Value, I mean, Lagunitas stuff is usually anywhere for a bomber, usually like anywhere between $6 to $10 a bomber. I'm in for that. That's price-wise. If this is, I think, $8 a bomber, for this at $8 a bomber, for a bunch of the seller, I think you're making out like gangbusters, so I would give this like an 8 on the value scale. So, yeah, there you go. Nice. Mid-high 80s overall, and decent scores in value and availability, depending on where you live. So there you go. Lagunitas GnarlyWine. If you are into American barley wines and you like a nice pine hop forward American barley wine, but copious amounts of caramel and toffee and nice maltiness to it, this is the boy for you. Or if you're big into aging beers and you want something that's going to get big and robust over time, I think this sucker might be the ticket. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. If you'd like to check us out anywhere else on the internet, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped. Massive beers in all 4 of those places. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice barley wine right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.